influencing is a skill that we all have. We've been doing it for years. Sometimes we have to get somebody to do something that we want them to do and we're not quite sure how to do it. Let's talk a little bit about how we can do that. The first thing is to know that there are some things that we can change and there are some things that we can't. So when there are things that we absolutely can't change, no matter how much we try and influence, we're just not going to get there. So the first thing I recommend is to figure out if this is something where you can actually make a difference and change someone's mind. If the answer is yes, then I think it's great to move forward. If the answer is no, it's probably best to reconsider whether moving forward is a good idea. Stephen Covey does a really good job explaining this. The things that surround us that we should be concerned with versus the things that we actually can change. So let's assume for a minute that there is something that we can change. What we want to do is understand what the other person's perspective is. We know we have an idea that we like, but we have to get the other person to agree with us or to at least see the value in it. So the first thing we might ask ourselves is, what's in it for them? If there's something in it for them, or they can see some value in the thing that we're trying to convince them of or get them to try, then we have a much better shot at getting them to agree with us, to go forward, do something, or experiment. So what matters to them? What's in it for them? What can we do to put this idea or next step or project in their own mind in a way that will sit comfortably with them and make them say, yeah, I think this is something I want to try or be a good idea, and here's why. So let's take ourselves out of the equation in the influencing space and put ourselves into their shoes and say, what matters to them? There are two critical things that you want to do. You want to both project warmth and you want to project strength. They need to be able to relate to you, and they also have to believe that what you're saying has value or merit. So let's talk about the warmth part. There's something really simple that you can do to help influence that works incredibly well, which is to smile. By smiling, you're embracing the idea, saying you're comfortable with it, and you're also hopefully getting a reaction from them of, oh, this is something good. This is a good thing, this is a happy thing, this is something that's meaningful. So just smiling with a bit of warmth and meaning it can go a long way to helping that person feel more comfortable with the conversation that you're having. The second thing you want to do is project some strength. How do we do that? Well, largely it's about presence. It's about standing up straight, speaking with confidence, speaking with acuity. You want to be really clear about what it is you're trying to say. And then I guess the last thing about strength is listening. You want to understand the other person's perspective so that you have something to react to. If you do all the talking, there's no way for you to really understand what that other person is thinking about the topic that you're bringing to them, and then you won't have a great way to respond. And then finally, on the strength side, you also want to pause. Silence is an incredible tool when it comes to influencing, because you want to not only give the impression, but also actually do it, that you're paying attention to what the other person is thinking and caring about, and then responding from a place of understanding. Perhaps asking a follow-up question or asking more detail about what the other person cares about will project a presence of strength. So if you do those things, you'll find yourself having a great dialogue back and forth. You'll understand where the other person is coming from and have a much better position from which to stand to get them to do something you want them to do. Let me give you a really good example. If you have a new idea and that person needs to provide budget for you, that's a pretty common scenario, and you know budget is tight, you may want to you're going to come to them with this idea and you want to influence them to consider it. You need to get more information about what the budget already covers. You need to understand more about where they're coming from, what the values are that they hold, what their priorities are. So you're learning more, maybe ahead of time, ahead of the conversation, about where they're already sitting on this topic. Maybe they've already discussed it. Maybe you can learn a little bit about what they already know or what they have already said out in public, and then you're going to come with a more fully formed opinion and an ability to relate to that other person from where they're standing, not just from where you are. So hopefully then you get the budget you're looking for and you can move forward, or you can come back to them later now that you have the information and have another discussion. So again, things to think about, what's in it for them, and projecting warmth and strength, and then coming with as much information as you have so that you sound prepared and confident.